Okay, so we're at Redditch today. We're going to do our first test route. The weather is quite good, nice and sunny, so stopping distances will be really good. We're talking normal stopping distances. So when we are ready, we are going to go. So we're going to get our biting point, do all our reservations, and off we trot. So we got the test centre just here on the right look. Okay, and we're going to be turning right, so we're going to check our centre mirror for speed and distance, right door mirror, everything overtaking, indicate right, and we're going to be tyres and tarmac behind the car in front. And we're going to get our biting point up, okay, and we're going to get to T junction, look right, left, right. Is it safe to walk across? Yes, it is. Okay. And then we've got cars parked all the way down the left hand side, so we can quite comfortably get through, so it's less space, less speed. We've got a car trying to get out, so we're just going to go around that car. We're going to be checking our mirrors as we come back in. And then we get to the roundabout, we're going to do a right third exit, so I'm going to check my centre mirror, right door mirror, indicate right, and then around we go, and then yeah, I'd be able to walk across it easily enough. And then we get to our point of no return, check our centre, left door mirror, indicate left, and off we come. And in the new road, I'm going to check my centre right mirror, speed and distance, and anyone overtaking. At the roundabout, I'm going to do a left first exit, have a look. Would I, because we're on the move, so would I jog across? Okay, yes I would. And then in the new road, we're going to check our centre mirror for speed and distance of cars behind, and then we're going to check our right door mirror to see if there's anyone overtaking before we proceed. Okay. And we can see the hazard lines, they're long, so it's a little bit of danger up front. Obviously this bit here we can't see around the corner, so we don't know what's coming, and we can see there's cars parked on the other side of the road, so that means cars will be on our side of the road. So again, even though it's a 30, less space, less speed. Normally say if there's traffic on the one side, about 24, 25, and if there's traffic on both sides, we're going to turn right at the end of this road, we're going to do about 20. Okay, so now we can see as we're coming up to the roundabout, it's quite closed. Okay, now then as we get to the junction, into first, find our biting point. Now if you want to scroll the screen over to the left or the right, feel free, because you can see how close it is. So we're just going to have to use our peep and creep method. So we're going to edge out until we think it's safe to carry on. So we can see, if you was to scroll to the left, you can see there's a bunch of traffic coming, so we just got to be patient. So we're looking left here and then right, so remember minimum right, left, right, but obviously if it's busy, you got to do a lot more observations than that. Okay, yeah, so you can see I've peeped and I've creeped and I've found out it's safe to go, so off we go. And in the new road, I'm going to check my centre mirror for speed and distance of cars, right door mirror for anything overtaking us, and proceed. And then what we're going to do, we're going to take the left just before this bridge here. So I'm going to check my centre mirror for speed and distance, left door mirror for pedestrian cycle, indicate left, and then we can see there's nothing crossing, so we can go into the junction, into second gear, clutch before the bend. Now then, this is quite close, so we just have to be mindful. We can see that warning sign there, so we're going to go on to the dual carriageway. So we're going to check our centre right door mirror, then we're going to go on to the ring road. Yes, is it safe? And off we go. Okay, and then what we're going to do, we're going to come to a set of traffic lights. All the traffic lights, we're going to be following the road ahead. Okay, so we can see it's gone to green. Okay, so we can proceed. So I'm going to check my mirrors. Yeah. And then what we're going to do, when we get to the roundabout, we're going to be following the road ahead. That'll be the second exit now on this particular roundabout. If you look at the signpost in front of us, the green sign, you can see the left hand lane is for turning left only, and the two on the right are for following the road ahead. Now obviously if we can, we're going to be in the left hand lane of the two to follow the road ahead. So I'm going to check my centre left door mirror as I'm coming in, a little bit of braking to second gear. Okay, clutch back up. Would I jog across this road? Yes, I would, so I can go into the roundabout. Once we've gone past our point of no return, we check our centre mirror of speed and distance. Left door mirror for anything over pedestrian cycles, indicate left. Okay, and off we go. cameras, and we can see from the signs there it's a national speed limit. So this is a dual carriageway. Okay, so that will be 70 miles an hour. So we're going to get up to speed now. Okay, now we've got a car in front. It's probably doing the best part of just probably over 50. Okay, so if we need to, we can overtake. We can see, oh, I thought that van was going to come in then from his the way he drifted across. You can see that car's now gone off, but we have got a van in front. So remember that 2-second rule. Oh, okay, so now I am going to overtake this van now. Check the centre, my left door mirror indicating left because there is a car coming behind if you wanted to scroll around. Okay, now remember 2-second rule, so we've got past that lamppost, and 1 and 2, there we go. Right, so we can see that van's coming off now, so I'm just checking my mirrors, see what's behind us. You can see the hazard lines, they're short hazard lines, look, so there's not much danger about. Coming to a roundabout eventually. I'm going to be turning right at the roundabout, and that is the 3rd exit following signpost to Stratford on the A448. So the roundabout we are coming to is quite a difficult roundabout in this test area. They are quite strict. So we can see there's a car, so we try and get into our lane fairly early on this one, especially when it comes to busy periods. So, what we can see the 448 sign, we can see there's a hazard there, there could be deer running across, that tends to be later in the night. Okay, now we can see it goes to a 40, so I'm going to be checking my mirrors. Okay, slowing it down, going into 4th gear on this one, because I know, and then when we get to roundabout, we're going to be turning right, that's the 3rd exit, following the 448, see it's got 448 written on the road. Okay, and into 2nd gear. We just got to be mindful on this road because some people still get this lane discipline wrong. Okay, we're looking at 448 signs, so that's the middle of the 3 lanes. So see the 448. So we're just going to check this mirror here, make sure there's no one coming into the wrong lane, and indicator off because we're no longer in the right-hand lane. And then when we get to our point of no return, where the exit before the one, we check our centre left door mirror, indicate left, and then off we come. And then when we get into the new road, we're going to be checking our centre mirror for speed and distance and right door mirror for anything overtaking us, and then we can proceed. Okay, through the gears. And then what we're going to do when we get to the roundabout at the top of the hill is do a left first exit. Okay, so obviously that means left-hand lane. We have got that car that's pulled out in front of us, so I'm just going to check my mirror centre right door mirror, but he's gone into the right-hand lane, so we should be fine. And as we approach the junction, we can see right at the top of the hill there's a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit with an amber background, so that must mean it must be a sort of accident hotspot. So I'm going to check my centre left door mirror, indicate left, into 2nd gear, into the left-hand lane. Right then, busy little island this one, so I'm just going to make sure it's safe. Yep, I would walk across this road so I can drive across. And then what we're going to do when we get into the new road, as normal, we're going to check our centre mirror for speed and distance, right door mirror for anything we're overtaking, and then we can proceed. Now this is the 30-mile-an-hour speed limit. Obviously it's got houses, so 30 mile an hour, but it does change. Okay, can you see that sign? There's this change of sign up, 50 miles an hour now, so we can carry on. Now we can see by looking at the hazard lines. Oh, and we got someone overtaking us. On video. So we got hazard lines telling us there's a bit of danger on this road. Okay, so ideally, unlike that car there, we don't want to be overtaking anyone just in case there's someone coming the other way. We can see quite far ahead, so at the moment there's no risk that we can carry on at 45-50 miles an hour. Now we can see from that sign there, it's telling us there's a hazard of a blind corner, which we can see. Double wide solid lines all the way across, so that's telling us we don't want to be overtaking. As we come around the corner, we can see quite into the distance, so no particular dangers. Just going to check my centre mirror, see what's behind us, and if you wanted to scroll the camera around, you can see there's absolutely nothing behind us. So So we're fine, keeping that a good distance, nice, well it's way more than 2 seconds. Now we can see there's a change of speed here, 40 miles an hour, amber background again. So can you remember what we said about that? That's it, yeah, accident hotspots around here. So we're going to be just slowing it slightly down. Okay, and the traffic has started to build up a little bit. So, because I'm going to go less than 30 now, I'm going to go back down into third gear. And then when we've built the speed back up, we'll go back into fourth. Okay. Sort of slow moving traffic, so it looks like that lorry's turning left. Did you see the way he sort of went out like that? Obviously because it's a longer vehicle and the length of the vehicle is bigger than the radius, it has to come out. And then what we're going to do, we're going to be taking the second road on the left. So I'm going to be checking my centre mirror, okay, and left door mirror, okay. So when we go past this junction, we can start our MSPSL procedure. So there we go. So we've gone past this junction, the next junction here. So mirrors, centre left, okay, signal left, a little bit of brake, into second because it is fairly tight, this little bend here. And round we go, and then when we get into new road, we're going to be checking our centre mirror for speed and distance, and right door mirror for anything overtaken. Now there is a motorbike behind us, there's a car parked on the left hand side, so I'm going to check my centre and right door mirror as I come out, and then when I go past, I'm going to check my centre and left door mirror to come back in. And the motorbike's just well, he's got his left indicator on. I thought he was, oh, he must be going into this car park here. I think he's just left his indicator on, bless him. So obviously that can confuse people, okay? So if there's a vehicle coming out of this junction here and that motorbike has still got his indicator on, he could well confuse them and they could pull out in front of him. So we've got a parked vehicle on the right and on the left hand side. Okay, now we have got a car come the other way, so the block's on our side, so we're going to leave a good car length distance away, so we can use that hold back position. Yeah, what do we get through? Yeah, we should be able to get through that one easy enough. Okay, and then off we go, and again we've got another car parked. This time we've got a van coming, so I'm going to use this hold back position. Car length distance behind it, in the same sort of position as we were turning right, so that van's gone past. The bike really got close to our back end there. Awesome. Still got his indicator on. Yeah. Right, okay, now we are coming into Studley. Okay, 30 mile an hour speed limit obviously, but we can't see very far in front, so we're going to slow it down. I'm going to even go into second gear around this parked van, so I'm going to check my centre right door mirror to get around this parked van. Okay, now there's a line of traffic on the left, so we're on the wrong side of the road, so we're just going to be cautious. I'm going to come back inside now. Okay, then have a look. Is it safe? Yes, it is. Okay, and then right away we go. And then when we get to the end, oh, we can see there's a car coming now. We have committed to the space, okay, but we should be able to get through. It's just a lower speed. And when we get past the parked vehicle, we're going to check our centre left door mirror. Okay, now we have got someone getting into the car. Okay, so just be mindful, they might not be looking, so have a look. Would I be able to get past? I'm going to check my centre right door mirror. Yes, I can. And then as I go past, I'm going to check my centre and left door mirror. Get to the roundabout. I'm going to turn left first exit. Would I walk across? Yes, I would. Okay. And then we get into the new road. I'm going to check my centre mirror and right door mirror. Now, as we come through Studley, definitely a 30 mile an hour speed limit. So just be mindful of that. Excellent. Again, keeping that 2-second rule behind that car. So if there was to suddenly brake, we could stop without them hitting up the backside. Now, as we look at the hazard lines, we can see it goes into 2 white solid lines, so obviously we can't overtake, and no one can be overtaking coming this way. Now you can see we're going into a 40 mile an hour speed limit, change of speed. Okay, but obviously we're not going to be able to get any faster because the cars in front are just as slow. And what we're going to do, we're going to be taking the next road on the left, so we're going to check our centre mirror for speed and distance, left door mirror for pedestrian cycle, signal left. Okay, we can see there's a chevron, but that's if he was bearing round to the right. into second gear before the bell of the turn, and around we go. And then what we're going to do when we get to the roundabout, we're going to be turning left first exit. So in the new road, check my centre and right door mirror, and then we're going to turn left first exit. So check my centre, left door mirror, indicate left, a little bit of brake into second before the bell of the turn. That's it. Would I jog across? Yes, I would. So we can proceed. Okay, and then when we get nice and straight, so when the steering wheel gets nice and straight, just before we pull away, check our centre mirror for speed and distance and right door mirror for anyone overtaking, and then we can carry on. Excellent. The hazard lines, look, they're quite long, so more paint, more danger, so just be mindful of that. 40 mile an hour speed limit, and then what we're going to do when we get to the roundabout, we're going to do a left first exit, so we can see the roundabout coming because you can see the sign. So we're going to check our centre and left door mirror, indicate left, a little bit of brake on the approach, into second gear, clutch back up before the bell, before the curve goes away. We can see, yeah, I'd easily jog across. The indicators come off, so I'm going to reapply it. And then we get into the new road again. I'm going to check my centre mirror for speed and distance and right door mirror for anything overtaking. Okay, and then again, we can see hazard lines quite long, so a bit of danger. And at the roundabout, we're going to be following the road ahead, second exit. So I'm going to check my centre mirror for speed and distance, left door mirror for pedestrian cycle signal, into second gear. Get that clutch up before the bell. Would I jog across? Yes, I would. Stand on the left hand side of the roundabout because we're following the road ahead. Take a centre left mirror, indicate left, and off we come. In the new road, we're going to check our centre mirror and right door mirror. Okay, we can see it's a 40. Reason it's been a 40 because there has been no change of speeds, so it's the same speed as the one before we went onto the roundabout. We're going to be coming away from the hatches. You don't want to go in the hatches unless it's necessary. And at the roundabout, we're going to follow the road ahead, second exit. So a little bit of brake on the approach. We're going to check our centre left. Now that car looks as though it's coming this way, so I wouldn't jog across. Into first gear, find my biting point, and then off we go. And then we get past our point of no return. We're going to check our centre left, indicate left, and that's it. Okay, and when we get into the new road, we're going to check our centre mirror for speed and distance and right door mirror for anyone overtaking. We can see there's a warning sign there just in front of us, okay, telling us there's a junction on the left, so we're just going to be mindful of that. So I'm just going to give it a quick scan. Now we can see there's a car coming, but it looks like they're going to stop for us, so we should be fine. Oh, and then we've got someone who just cut in front of us. Okay, so we were aware of the danger. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to carry on down this road. Hazard lines are very short now, so that means there's hardly any danger at all. And then what we're going to do when we get to the roundabout, we're going to be doing a left first exit, going back on to McDonald's Island. So we're going to be checking our centre mirror for speed and distance, left door mirror for pedestrian cycles, indicate left. Okay, and what we're going to do, we're going to go into second gear, clutch up before the bell. Would I walk across or jog across? Yes, I would. And then we're going to go back onto this McDonald's Island, the spiral island that we went on before. So at the end of the road, we're going to be turning right third exit this time. So let's check my centre right door mirror, indicate right. That's it, into second gear. Would I walk across or jog across? No, I wouldn't. So now I'm going to stop. So now we have to use the walk across rule because we've stopped. So if you were to scan the camera around, you can see all these cars coming on. Okay, now we should be fine. I'd easily walk across. So into second gear, and then when we get to the set of right in, we're going to be indicator off, and then what we're going to do, we're going to start spiralling out. Okay, so there is that car there. Okay, so we're going to check our centre left mirrors, indicate left, and there we come. And in the new road, we're going to check our centre and right door mirror. Right, 40 mile an hour speed limit. You see that? Now there's lots of repeater signs on this road, and we've got an amber background telling us it's a bit of an accident hotspot. So you can see it's a very wide road. The hazard lines are quite long, so they're saying it could be a bit dangerous. Well, it must be dangerous if we've got an amber sign. Okay, so we're going to go to a mini island. We're going to do a left first exit, so we're going to check our centre mirror, left door mirror, indicate left, a little bit of brake, into second gear on the approach, have a look, is it safe to continue? Would I jog across? Yes, I would. And then obviously we've got some temporary traffic lights, so tyres and tarmac. Remember, tyres and tarmac, the reason we use tyres and tarmac, so we got a little bit of tarmac underneath the tyres. If that car was to break down, we can get round it without having to reverse, especially if someone comes right up our back end. We'd never be able to reverse, but obviously if we're checking our mirrors, there's no one behind yet, so we can see it's gone to green. So I'm going to check my centre right door mirror, and off we go. Hazard line's quite long now. Okay, there's a warning sign there telling us there's the junction to the left, so we can have a quick scan. Yep, nothing coming out. Another repeater sign there with an amber background, so this is where the accident hotspots start to get more dangerous. Oh, and then we can see, if we just scan right ahead, we can see there's a junction there to the left on an amber sign, so this could be the junction where there's been a few accidents, I'm guessing. And there's another set of traffic lights. So, check my mirrors as I'm coming in. Now this one says it's a 3-way set of traffic lights. Okay, so again, gonna use the tyres and tarmac. So it should be a little bit longer of a wait. So I'm going to put my handbrake on, because if a pause turns into a wait, so if you're going to be stationary for more than 7 seconds, we like you to use the handbrake. Okay, so what we're going to do when it goes to amber, that's when we'll get our car prepared, and then obviously by the time that car's gone in front of us, we should be all right to go. So it looks like the one set of traffic lights have gone, because you see that car coming in, and then the other track, so will be the next set that have come through. So what we can do, we can scan ahead to see if the cars are stopping right ahead that set of traffic lights. See that silver car coming in, but he's gone through, so that should mean it's still be on green. And then the white car, look, you see the white car? That stopped. So we can get our car prepared to move away. Okay. And off we go. And then what we're going to do, we're going to be taking the next road on the left. So I'm going to recognise the junction to start with. There it is. So I'm going to check my centre, left door mirror, indicate left. Okay. Into second gear, get that clutch up before the bell of the turn, before the turn starts, and then round we go, because we don't want to be coasting around this corner. And what we're going to do, we're going to get to a set of traffic lights, so we're going to be turning right. Okay, so in the new road, we're going to check my centre right door mirror, and then we can proceed. So as we come around the corner, these traffic lights are around the corner. So there they are, they're on red at the moment. We're going to go past these two little junctions here, and then I'm going to indicate right to tell people where we're going. So we can see these cars, one's turning left but wasn't indicating. And then what we're going to do here, we're going to just be defensive. Well, I think we can cut through because that car is being defensive. And then we're going to check our centre, mirror, speed and distance, and right door mirror for anything overtaking, and then we can carry on through. And then what we're going to do, we're going to be taking the next road on the left. Now we can see there's a pedestrian crossing. So what we're going to do, we're going to come off the gas and we're going to scan. Okay, have a look. There's no one on this side of the road, and there's no one on this side of the road. So no one's going to be walking through. So we can proceed then. And we're going to be taking the next road on the left. So we're going to check our centre mirror, left door mirror, indicate left. Going to go into second gear now. You can see from the contour, look how tight this corner is. So we're going to go nice and slow round the corner. And then when we get into the new road, we're going to be checking our centre mirror for speed and distance, and right door mirror for anything overtaking. We got speed bumps here. Okay, so that's trying to keep the traffic nice and slow. So we're looking about between, depending on how aggressive the speed bumps are, 15 to 20 miles an hour. Now what they don't want you doing is speeding up, slowing down, speeding up. So just stay at the same speed. So at the moment, oh look, I'm doing what, 15, 18 miles an hour. Okay, and then so it should be fine. Okay, now the next one, through local knowledge, is quite an aggressive one. So I'm just going to check my mirrors to see if there's anyone behind me, because you can feel that. Right, now we've got cars parked on both sides. That means no one should have priority, but we can see there's nothing coming, so we can just carry on. So I'm going to check my centre right door mirror to get past this parked vehicle, and then when we get past it, take our centre left. And then we got cars parked on both sides. This time The priority should be the cars come the other way, so I'm just going to be a little bit defensive. Now that car's come past, and then we're going to be taking the next road on the right, so I'm going to check my centre right door mirror, indicate right, that car is turning right, back onto our side of the road, get to our point of turn, where our front of the car is in line with the hazards, and then we go. And then we're going to go up this hill here, so I'm going to check my centre right door mirror. We've got cars parked on both sides, but there's nothing coming the other way. We're going to take the next road on the left. Now this turn is very tight, okay, so it might be best, because the local knowledge, there's always cars. I'm going to go actually into first look so I don't overshoot the junction, because there's always a car parked here. That's it. And is it safe? Yes, it is. And then we're going to go carry on. So now the bigger hazard we've got here is we're in the centre of the road, because we've got no choice. So if there's a car coming up the other way, they're in the centre of the road. So what we're going to be looking for is what we call passing points. Can we get in now? There's a car coming here, so look, I'm going to look for this passing point. So I'm going to check my centre left. Okay, in we come. And then when we get our centre right, that's it. And then obviously when we go past our centre left, okay, and then at the end of the road we're going to be turning left. So I'm going to check my centre left, indicate left. Now look at this junction here. We've got cars parked all the way across the other side of the road, okay. So if there's a car coming this direction, they're going to be on this side of the road. So we've got to be really mindful, so we can see a right, left, right. Now I can see there's nothing coming this way, so I'm just going to edge out slightly. Can I see a car coming the other way? No, I can't. So around I go. The amount of people that just pull out of that junction there, and there's a car coming the other way, and the examiner's had to put the brake on, and that's it. Then obviously test is over. And at the end of the road we're going to be turning right, so we're going to check our centre mirror for speed and distance, and right door mirror for anything overtaking, indicate right, get back onto our side road. Now we can see, look, if you were to scroll the camera around, very closed junction, so we're going to have to stop, okay. And then we're going to do a right, left, right, and edge forward. Yes, it looks like I'll be able to walk across, so I can drive across. We got a van parked on the other side of the road, so I'm going to check my centre right, and then as I go past, centre left. Now you can see there's a bunch of cars all parked on the left hand side here, so I'm just going to slow it down, even though it's a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit, okay. Less space, less speed. Okay, so I'm doing about 20 now. We can see there's a bus, so I'm going to be defensive. So I'm going to check my centre left mirrors. I'm going to go into our hold back position, which is a car length away from the vehicle in front. Okay, and then I'm going to check my centre right door mirror. Yep, I can carry on, and away we go. Now we can see there's a car parked on the other side of the road as well, so we've got to just be mindful of cars coming through here, which there is. Okay, now they should be defensive, but they look as though they're being a bit aggressive, so I'm going to be defensive myself and come in. Okay, and that one's being defensive, so I shall acknowledge their defensiveness. Okay, and then what we're going to do when we get past this parked car, we're going to check our centre left door mirror, and in we come. And then what we're going to do when we get to the traffic lights, we are going to be turning right. So we can see the traffic lights. Now there is a church here, so I'm going to leave us a gap there before, so people can get in, but then obviously it's gone to green, so I'm going to check my centre right door and indicate right. In second gear around we come, and again there's another set of traffic lights. A lot of traffic lights around here today. Okay, and then tyres and tarmac. Remember, do you remember why we use tyres and tarmac? Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, that's it. If that car breaks down, we can get round. Okay, and then what we're going to do, we're going to take the second road on the left. Now they're very close together, so I'm going to check my centre left door mirrors. I'm going to wait till I get past that junction, and then I'm going to indicate my point of no return, and in I come. And then when we get into the new road, I'm going to check my centre mirror for speed and distance, and right door mirror for anything overtaking, and then I'm going to proceed. Hazard lines are quite long. Okay, so it is quite hazardous, quite windy road. And then when we get to the bottom of the hill, okay, we're going to do a left at the roundabout, first exit, so we can see there's someone coming through, but there's a central reservation there, so we should be fine. Okay, and then at the roundabout we're going to do a left first exit, so I'm going to check my centre left door mirror, indicate left. Okay, would I jog across? Yes, I would. And in the new road we're going to be checking our centre and right door mirror, and then we're going to go and pull back into the test centre. So I'm going to check my centre left door mirror, indicate left. Okay, and then it's a very tight corner, so I'm going to probably go into first. Good, and then in we come, and there's people just about to go to test. Okay. And then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pull into this junction while she's doing her bay park. And that is the end of that test route. So, well done. Excellent. We'll see you on the next video.